William Fox's Santa syrup. Oh my word, I love this stuff. But before you tune out, before you're thinking, Santa, it's October, barman, it's October, why are you rocking out Santa syrup? Look, I just want to show you what this syrup is. Don't think of it as a Christmas syrup. Think of it as a lovely kind of autumnal syrup, because the actual flavour of Santa syrup is apple and cinnamon. Yes, it works so well at Christmas, but I'm going to show you how you can use this September, October, November, January, February, heck, even in July, June and August. I would kind of use this syrup all year round. It's apple and cinnamon, and it's got some cool kind of, if I can... I'll do it to both close-ups. I'm not sure whether you can see it. We'll get there. Can you see the kind of shimmer effect on there? Probably at the bottom, even better. Can we get there? Do we actually get on the close-up? I'm not sure whether you can kind of see that, but it's got the whole shimmer effect in there as part of their fantasy range. So in today's video, I'm going to go back for a few videos. I'm going to go back to doing what I absolutely love doing best. And it's where I'm in my element. I take famous cocktails as such and put fun, different riffs and twists on them, because you know cocktails are not all about reinventing the wheel. As I mentioned, I did the pumpkin spiced video, the last one. They're not about reinventing the wheel. They're just about putting fun riffs on them. So basically, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take 3 different cocktails and kind of either add this flavour to it or swap out the sugar syrup that you would normally use and use this flavour instead. And the 3 cocktails I'm going to show you, obviously a daiquiri. I think I have to do a daiquiri in every video, but I'm going to serve it up slightly different. I did a Nick and Nora serve last time. I'm going to serve it up slightly different for you. So I've got a daiquiri, I've got a spritz, an apple and cinnamon Aperol Spritz. Oh my word, stay tuned for that. But coming up right now is a fun riff on the Cosmopolitan. I did this last year. I called it Santa Cosmo, I think, but it just deserves to be rolled out for at least 4 or 5 months of the year. It is that good. So I'm going to do that cocktail first. So this is like the apple and cinnamon Cosmo or the Santa Cosmo, whatever you want to call it, but that's essentially what we're going for. So I've got the Santa syrup, apple and cinnamon syrup. Ignore Santa, it's apple and cinnamon syrup. Cointreau, your favourite orange liqueur, essentially, Grand Marnier, triple sec, all that sort of stuff. Plain vodka. I've made no secret about it. I'm not a huge cranberry fan, but I absolutely love cranberry and raspberry, and it works so well with this. And because a normal Cosmo hasn't got any sugar syrup in it at all, it does have a touch of lime. I'm actually just going to up the lime slightly just to balance out the kind of the sweetness from that. So let's cracketh oneth. First ingredient, Santa. I keep having bants with George. I know George watches. I've got a lot of time for George. I love all his syrups. Me personally, not drink. That's me, Steve the barman speaking. I love all his syrups. He just needs to take the colour away and just market this all year round as an apple and cinnamon, because I think it would be up there with the cola and the custard and the bacon, the goddamn bacon. I think it would be up there with one of his best sellers. It is just the best flavour ever. So 15 ml, half an ounce of Santa syrup. And as it's this order, doesn't really matter what order you go for. We're going for our orange liqueur of choice. And again, 15 ml, half an ounce. Then the vodka is next up in line. So, do you know what? I think this would be really good with like a raspberry vodka maybe, or a blood orange. If we're going down the JJ Whitley route, you could go orange, the blood orange vodka or something like that. Even gin. Hell, why not? Flavoured gin, something like that. We've got rhubarb and, oh no, maybe not rhubarb. Quince gin. That would be a good swap out for this, because quince is like apple and pear. That would be great. But plain vodka, pubs, bars, this is what this is aimed at. You know, these cocktails are going to make you a fortune. They really are. So 50 ml double bubble. Then it's cranberry juice time. Cranberry and raspberry. If you like cranberry, go cranberry. It doesn't matter. Pomegranate would be... Come here. There we go. Pomegranate would be another good one as well, but you know, cranberry, raspberry. I like cranberry and raspberry. So I'm going to do, I'm matching the vodka, a 50 ml double bubble of this. And then I just want some lime juice. I've already got a lime prepped here. I just basically want half a lime really. Let's not bother measuring. Let's just go for it. Half a lime. It will be roughly about 15 ml, half an ounce. So 15 ml of lime juice, especially if they're nice and juicy. So now it's time to get those guns in shape, ready for Christmas, all the sort of heave-hoing of Christmas. So plenty of ice. Then it's power shake time, innit? So hard, fast shake, 10 to 12 seconds. Oh, getting too old for this. Right. Oh, love this. Right, so sexy cocktail calls for a sexy glass. We're still on the Utopia have given us. I've got a lot of glasses from this. This is, I forget what this is, Utopia. I think this is just a timeless vintage coupe without the gold rim, I do believe. So we are going to double strain this. So yeah, double strain. I'm repeating myself, but there we go, double strain. I'm excited, ain't I? I'm excited. That's what it's all about. Look at that, lovely pink in colour. You could have even added some foamers, some of those things on there, give you a nice white frothy head if you want. But then just to garnish, I've just got an orange there. Hopefully I've not sliced it too bad. I've killed it, you know. I've ruined the thing. I'll do it properly for the thumbnail. Anyway. I keep, oh, it's good. Cheers. No, look, seriously, I love those. I keep saying it. I love those classic cocktails where you just put fun riffs on them, and that's all that is. That's a Cosmo with apple and cinnamon. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. See, look, I fixed the orange now. Look, there we go. So that looks better. Right, cocktail number 2. What is even better than an Aperol Spritz? It's only a flipping apple and cinnamon spritz, isn't it? Or a Santa Spritz or whatever, but apple and cinnamon, it's autumn. We're not quite in Santa territory yet. So this is a stunner, simple apple and cinnamon syrup. Aperol Prosecco. I've chatted about this a lot. I've finally run out of the Aldi fake Mediterranean tonic water, but I have got a lot of fever trees from home, so I've just kind of brought that in. But Aldi's fake fever tree, Aldi's fake Mediterranean will work a treat in there. And I just love that flavour, replacing soda water. Honestly, it's just a simple way to pimp up your drinks. And I know pubs and bars, I know soda water is cheap, I get that. But taste-wise, you are going to sell flipping loads of these. Name it your autumn spritz or whatever. I think apple and cinnamon is just going to do the job for you, to be fair. And then when it comes to Christmas, you kind of call it Santa Spritz. But... oh, honestly, so simple ingredients. And then glass-wise, we're on a Utopia loving here at the moment. This is a flipping gin balloon. What's it called? I've got the stickers down here. This is the Hayworth stemless gin balloon. Now, gin balloons, we all know gin balloons were so like 2016, 2017. What they actually are is spritz glasses. You know, we don't, gin and tonics, they're old hat now. No one really cares about gin and tonics. We're all about spritzes, aren't we? So, haters, calm down, haters, calm down. But yeah, gin balloon, wine glass, Izzy, juice glass, whatever takes your fancy. So this is just a build in the glass, simple as. So first ingredient is our Santa syrup and 15 ml, 15 ml of this. And then your next ingredient is your Aperol or whatever. We're not open this yet. Oh, there we go. Whatever kind of aperitif, apero, I can't even say it. Apero that you kind of go for. Like I use Pampel at home. It's like more grapefruit forward. Campari, any of those sort of things. They're all classified as Amaros, so whatever you fancy. 50 ml double bubble. Then I'm going for my Mediterranean tonic water. It's the best mixer for these kind of drinks like Collins, spritzes, mojitos even, things like that. It just adds a different dimension to the drink. So I'm gonna, you don't have to measure. You could probably do half a can to be fair, 75 ml, but I'm going for a 50 ml double bubble. Now, just before I go for my Prosecco, I'm just going to add some ice to this glass. And then obviously a bit for the bar, because the bar was feeling a bit left out. I'm just going to give this a stir, just because we have got that sugar syrup in the bottom there. So I'm just going to give it a stir, just to combine the ingredients. Oh, and that makes a cool little noise. Can you hear that? Oh, we're getting better. I love that. That's a cool glass. Now, garnish time. I always garnish up before I do the Prosecco. So garnish time, that's where the orange comes in. I've just got some slices of orange. Now we're going for our Prosecco, and as I'm a bit tight, I use Frizzante. It's not because I'm tight. I actually prefer, work-wise, I prefer Frizzante because it's less gassy. Same taste, it's same, same great taste, same Prosecco. It's just easier in events and a screw top. So when I'm working, I always use Frizzante, just because screw top in it. Screw top, we love a screw top. Now you can measure this. I'm not gonna bother. It'll be roughly about 75 ml, but just whatever, just top up with Prosecco. Then a final stir, just to combine those ingredients a little bit more. And then because no spritz is complete without a little sprig of mint, we're just gonna garnish with that. I defy you not to fall in love with that. It is a little bit on the bitter side because of the Aperol. You could add a touch more of the Santa syrup, the apple and cinnamon syrup, if you wanted to. It's not overly sweet, but it is gorgeous. It is absolutely lovely. You're just going to sell pubs and bars. You're just going to sell tons of them. Event bars, mobile bars, pubs, whatever. You are just going to call it, an autumnal spritz, an apple and cinnamon spritz, whatever. Honestly, it's just a cash converter. Cheers. Now look, for the third cocktail, I always come back to these. I absolutely adore a daiquiri. So I'm going to show you a Santa daiquiri, an apple and cinnamon daiquiri. Now, the daiquiris, I know that they're kind of seen as maybe an elitist cocktail, maybe from years ago. They weren't really the done thing, and if they were kind of like slush puppies, those frozen things. I promise you. And again, I am tailoring these. These will work for you guys at home, of course they will. But I'm kind of tailoring these. I'm trying to think about pubs and bars and helping you make more money. And I promise you, if you bang these recipes out, I promise you they will make you money. That's what they do. Now, daiquiri is so simple, so easy. In the pumpkin video that I did last time, I kind of showed you sort of like a Nick and Nora serve. I got one? Like a Nick and Nora serve. And it kind of looks a bit classy. And maybe in your head, you can actually charge a bit more. But are you like a decent pub? Are you going to sell cocktails that look like that? You're perhaps not. So you're perhaps going to sell cocktails that maybe look like that instead. So the whole point of me doing a daiquiri in this video is just to give you more inspiration about what kind of sugar syrups you can swap out, but actually a different way to serve it as well. So ingredient wise, is that simple. Your sugar syrup of choice. It just so happens we're going for apple and cinnamon this time. I'm going to go light rum this time. You could go aged rum. You could go Havana Especial. You could go Bacardi. Whatever. I personally think a light rum with the apple and cinnamon is going to be better, personally, but whatever. And then I'm going for the juice of lime, and I've got them already there. So 3 simple ingredients. But we do kind of need to make this in a cocktail shaker. And as I said in the pumpkin video, I think when you're playing about with fun daiquiris, normally my ratio, when it's all about the rum, I always kind of make daiquiris in a 2-1-1/2. 2 parts booze, 1 part citrus, half, why that's half, I don't know, but half a part sugar. When it's all about the rum, because you want to taste the rum, even maybe 4 parts rum to 2 parts, 1 part lime, half part sugar. With these though, these are all about the fun flavours. So I go equal measures of citrus to sugar syrup. So I'm going to go 2, 1, 1. So basically a double bubble of rum and then 1 measure of this. So first ingredient is 25 ml of the apple and cinnamon Santa syrup. And I'll be honest, I hadn't even looked at the back of the bottle for George's recipes that he puts on there. George he's very kind. He always puts a couple of recipes on the back of all his bottles. And you know what? I hadn't noticed it. The actual recipe on the back of the bottle here is a spiced apple daiquiri. So we're on the same wavelength here. The only difference he does, he adds 15 ml of pressed apple juice. And you know what? I might actually do that in this video. And that wasn't planned at all. It's just clever editing. I've just got some leftovers from our juice people just over the road. I'm going to use a bit of their apple juice, pressed apple juice. So although I've done slightly different ratios, where are we going, 2020? I've added 5 mil. I've added 5 mil extra sugar syrup. I'm going to keep to George's thing. I'm going to try it. We're going to go 15 mil, 1.5 of pressed apple juice. So there we go, little late addition to the party. What rum does he say use? He says a gold rum. Yeah, see, whatever rum floats your boat. 50 ml double bubble oat. And then because I did 25 ml of sugar syrup, I am going to do 25 ml of lime juice. I did want that equal measures. And to be fair, on the back of the bottle, he does 20 ml of syrup and 20 ml of lime juice. So we're on the same wavelength, me and George. So we want basically 25 ml of lime. And I've finally got a juicy lime, so I've got easily 15 ml there, so maybe half from this one. And that actually was a whole lime went in there. Oh, we've got a little bit there. Let's use that. There we go, perfect. So there we go, plenty of ice. And then it's a good hard fast shake for 10 to 12. Right then, that's cold because I can't hold it anymore. And as I said, look, for ease, you could go fresh ice in there, big chunk of ice. If you've got a big chunk of ice, that's going to be perfect. However, most pubs, most bars, shake, dump, dirty dump. And then garnish wise, I've just got a lime wheel. I think that'll be perfect for that. Oh well, oh dear God. That's what I mean. It deserves, I know he's tongue in cheek. I know he knows I'm just having banter with him, but that deserves to be a cocktail 5, 6 months, 8, 10, 12 months of the year. It doesn't just deserve to be out at Christmas. It is a phenomenal, phenomenal flavoured syrup. As I said, easily one of my favourites, probably my top 3, maybe top 2 of his whole range. I absolutely adore it. So there we go, gang. I'm just going to call these simple cash converters. That could be the title of the video, cash converters for pubs and bars. Honestly, I fail to see how you're not going to make a fortune this autumn if you start rocking out cocktails like this. Not reinventing the wheel. A Cosmo, a Spritz, and a flipping Daiquiri just kind of riffed up with apple and cinnamon. What else would you make? Let me know in the comments below. And right up there is going to be even more fun videos for you to dive into. I've been Steve the Barman. I'll see you next time.